What is going on, Demon Hunters, and welcome to my Demon Hunter Ultimate Guide. This guide, guys, will cover everything you need to know about the Demon Hunter from 0 all the way to 60. We're going to be talking about the best skills. We're going to be talking about the best stats. We're going to be talking about the best gems, best attributes. Everything Demon Hunter will be talked about here, and it's going to help you prepare your character for not only PvP, but also PvE, and I'm going to walk you step by step under each level, what you should be leveling up, what skills you should be changing when. So if all of this sounds like something you're definitely interested, guys, a like would be greatly appreciated. And if anybody wants to show next little bit extra love, hit us with a juicy thank you. Just click that thank you button that you'll find next to the like button. Let's go ahead and get it started, guys. So you decided to play as a Demon Hunter because you like to be fast. You like to be agile. You like to be the character that does the most amounts of damage in the whole entire game. And that's why you went Demon Hunter. Now, so you decided to play as a Demon Hunter and you made the right decision because you want to be agile. You want to be fast. And you want to be the person that does the most amount of damage in the entire game. Then yes, guys, Demon Hunter is the way to go. But what good is a Demon Hunter without knowing what type of skills he should be leveling up and what type of skills he should be slotting in their inventory? Well, let's go ahead and break it down and start our ultimate guide with skills. Alright guys, so when you start out the game, let's start off with the main ones that you're going to start off, and then we're going to break down which ones you should be slotting where and what your end goal should be when it comes to skills. So for skills, guys, the first thing you're going to be knowing is the knockback shot. This is going to be on a 12-second cooldown. And this is pretty much going to fire both the shadowy energy that deals 500 damage and knocks the enemies away from you. This is going to be your weapon that you're going to want to use when fighting a lot of, it's kind of like big enemies or enemies that are going to be pushing you. You're going to be using this one to go ahead and keep them at bay. It does have a 12-second cooldown. The next one you're going to be having is called the multi-shot. This is going to fire a salvo of arrows that deals 300 plus damage and any direction, maximum up to 3 charges, which is pretty cool, and it is on a 9-second cooldown. Now, as you guys go ahead and progress from level 1 to level 3, you will be ahead in unlocking this one right here, which is called Rain of Vengeance. This is by far one of my favorite ones. It does have an extensive long cooldown, but this is going to be primarily to deal with anything that has AoE damage. It pretty much fires a volley of arrows into the air and makes them rain down for several seconds, dealing 1000 damage to all the enemies in the area for over 4 seconds. Really good one to have in your inventory. And this is going to one that you're going to be using for crowd control. Alright, so the next one you guys are going to be unlocking is called Strafe. Now this is going to be unlocked once you hit level 8. You'll be able to slot this in the inventory. This has a very fast cooldown, so you can kind of pretty much spam this one. It spins rapidly and reduces the speed, shooting in all directions. This one is one that you're going to want to make sure you unlock, but you want to make sure you replace it. Now, you'll be able to replace this one once you hit level 15. And the one you're going to be replacing that with is a Drain Swing. Now, remember, one of the things with the Demon Hunter is the fact that he does not have a lot of mobility. This one in particular is going to give him that mobility because it's going to allow him to use a rope to swing by to near locations, dealing 400 plus damage to the enemies that are within the way of that attack. And you're able to maximize this up to 2 charges. It does have a long extensive cooldown, but it's still actually pretty good, and that's the one you want to swap as soon as you hit level 15 and start leveling it up. Now, of course, our end goal when it comes to skills, and the thing that we should kind of be rushing to get, is to level 28, because after level 28 you would think there would be better ones, but no, you're going to be happy with level 28. Level 28 is going to allow you to unlock the Sentry. Now, the Sentry is actually pretty good because it's going to allow you to summon a turret for 30 seconds that fires at nearby enemies, dealing damage per shots. You may have up to 2 sentries at one time, maximizing the charge. So not only can you place 1 sentry, but you can go ahead and place 2, allowing you to go ahead and maneuver, keep your distance, and still constantly keep that damage. After you have these skills already set up, now it's just a matter of you leveling them up, so you guys can go ahead and get more bang for your buck with the skills. Alright, so now that we got the skills out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and talk about gear. So for gear, guys, let me cover something that's really important, something that you could get for free and you could make a huge mistake on, that I want you to avoid the mistake, and that is the item you pick at level 10 within your battle pass. Now, I don't want to go over too much covering exactly why you pick the item that I'm recommending you to pick. I actually made a separate video for that. I'll link it down below in the description and also in the annotation, so definitely check that out so you guys know exactly what item to pick depending on what character you play, especially if you're a Demon Hunter. But moving along, guys, we're going to be talking about, of course, one of the most important things is knowing your gear and what item to discard, what item to keep, based on the attributes, okay? It is extremely important that depending on what character you're playing as, you know which attributes are best for that specific character. So for the Demon Hunter, you have two main things that you have to focus on: weapons, and of course is your armor. Now each of them will have different priorities based on which one we go. So let's start off with the weapons. So for the weapons, guys, we're going to be taking a look at this one, this particular weapon that has attributes here, and this weapon right here has attributes. So you're probably wondering, Laser, what attribute should I be looking for when it comes to a weapon? So when it comes to a weapon, guys, you want to make sure you prioritize three things. Number one, priority would be damage. So anything that drops with damage here, like plus damage, that is a keeper. That is definitely a keeper. They're very hard to get, but that is what you want to keep. Now, the other one you want to be looking out for is strength. If something drops with strength, then that's a keeper as well. And last but not least, if something drops with fortitude, that is also a keeper. So you're going to want to make sure that as you're progressing and leveling out through the game and you're getting weapons that are dropping with 2 attributes, 3 attributes, you want to make sure that those attributes fall under these categories. Either it falls under strength, damage, and fortitude. Those are the main ones you want to make sure you prioritize when it comes to a weapon. If for some reason you get a weapon that has vitality, you could dismantle that. You don't need it. You're going to make sure you're looking for those. Of course, if you just have that weapon, then keep it. But if you have options, you want to make sure you prioritize damage, strength, and fortitude when it comes to weapon. Now, for gear, it's a little bit different because from our gear, we're going to be getting the thing that the Demon Hunter lacks the most in, and that is survivability. Yes, he does a lot of damage, but he does tend to be a little bit squishy. So when we're picking up gear for the Demon Hunter, guys, we want to make sure that the Demon Hunter is actually getting the right stuff for his gear. And we're dismantling the stuff that we don't want. So as you guys see, this attribute has plus 3 fortitude, plus 4 willpower. It looks like a very decent item, but what I'm really looking for as a Demon Hunter is I'm looking for this. I'm looking for fortitude and strength. If you get a piece of armor that drops with fortitude and strength, that is definitely a keeper. The reason why you want to keep that is because that is the god roll when it comes to attributes for your Demon Hunter. Fortitude and strength. If you get pieces of gear that have fortitude and strength, those are definitely keepers. But your main priority, guys, when you're looking through gear, what to dismantle and to keep, you just want to keep stuff that has strength and stuff that has fortitude. For example, if I go to this one, I'm discarding that one. If I go to this one, discarding. That one gives me no attributes. If I go to this one, I'm keeping it, discarding, discarding, and of course discarding, because those don't benefit me at all. I want to make sure they have fortitude and strength when it comes to gear. And same things with this one, guys. You want to make sure you prioritize fortitude and strength. As you guys see, this one doesn't have, it has vitality, so I'm definitely going to want to make sure I look at anything that has, that one sucks. That one has fortitude, so I'll probably go ahead and switch to that, but that one has strength. So these are actually pretty good, and I'm going to just pick the best one out of all here. So we're going to go ahead and swap this one. So we're going to swap the vitality to this one, and we're going to equip that one. As you can see, guys, my life went down, my fortitude went up because I prioritized fortitude here. But if I wanted to go ahead and prioritize strength here, and I go with this one, hold on, which is this one here, and I equip that, you're going to see that my strength goes up, I lose a little bit of life, and I lose a little bit of fortitude, but still, that's what you want to prioritize, fortitude and strength when it comes to the equipment. Now, if you guys want to know what exactly is the best armor for the Demon Hunter, then you're definitely going to want to check out my video where I cover the best legendaries for the Demon Hunter. That should tell you guys exactly what you need to be looking for. I didn't want to go through this video and extend it too long, so that's why I didn't include it here, but we do have a separate video for your Demon Hunters out there, so definitely do check that out. Now, with that being said, let's go back to the Battle Pass. Another important thing, guys, that we're going to be talking about that ties in extremely the same when it comes to gear is being able to know what gems to pick for what character. You're going to be noticing that we have all these rank rewards, and you probably don't wonder which one should I pick, which one's better for the Demon Hunter, and which one should I prioritize. There's 3 gems here that you want to make sure you're constantly prioritizing every single stuff, because they are going to give you a benefit for your Demon Hunter. Number 1, you want to make sure you prioritize Topaz. Topaz is going to be the one that you want to make sure you prioritize. So you're going to want to make sure you pick that whenever it gives you an option to select. Another one you want to make sure you prioritize, guys, is Sapphire. Now, the reason why you want to make sure you prioritize Topaz is because Topaz is going to give you resistance, making you resistance to damage. Really important for your Demon Hunter. The next one you want to prioritize is this one, Sapphire, and the reason why you want to prioritize this one is because it's going to make your weapon more powerful, because this one has armor penetration, which is really important. And last but not least, guys, you want to make sure you prioritize Tourmaline. The reason why is this is where you're going to be picking up your damage. So for example, if you get a gear that has a lot of fortitude, a lot of strength, and you want to make sure you're a triple threat, you're going to want to make sure you apply this one, because that's going to be boosting a lot more damage from your weapon and from your gear. So those three are the main ones you want to prioritize when it comes to the Demon Hunter. Alright, so now let's talk about, guys, what legendary gems you should be going after when it comes to the Demon Hunter, because it's going to be extremely important that you know which ones to look out for and which ones you should probably craft, okay? So let's start off with the first one, guys. We're going to go down here, and the first one we're going to be talking about, guys, is the Everlasting Torment. The reason why we like the Everlasting Torment, especially for the Demon Hunter, it synergizes pretty well with the majority of the classes, but the reason why we like that is because this particular one ramps up damage over time. As you see right here, not only does it increase resilience, but your critical hits inflict agony, dealing 10% base damage, plus 122 every seconds for 6 seconds. So that means damage over time will be applied to that specific damage that you're outputting, which is extremely important because you will be applying a lot of damage, and having that damage over time will make your character even more powerful. The next one we're going to be talking to, guys, is the Fervent Fang. Now, the Fervent Fang is actually a rank 1 legendary, but this is really good because this is going to, once again, increase your resonance by 30, and it does a plus 12 combat rating each time you deal damage to any enemy. Basically, what this is going to allow you to do, it's going to boost your damage, so whenever you're fighting a single target, this one's going to be doing a huge amount of power for you guys, and definitely I recommend you look out for this one. The last one I want to talk about, guys, is the Berserker Eye. Now, the Berserker Eye is going to increase your resonance once again by 15%, and it's going to give you a plus 8 combat rating, a little bit less than the other one. But the cool thing about this one is that it's going to increase all your damage by 5.50%, but also increases your damage you take by 5%. So it's a it's a win-win. You know, it's a win-loss, win-win type of situation where you're taking damage, but since you are a Demon Hunter, you're theoretically not going to be taking that damage, right? So the cool thing is also that it increases your critical hit chances, which is the reason why we actually like it a lot, because since he is a ranged class, he's not going to be taking that, 5% extra damage because he's not in the fray of things, right? So it's a really good one to have, and one you should definitely be looking out for. All right, so I'm going to touch Paragon just a little bit, but that is more endgame. Theoretically, you should be level 60, and then, this should get you very far within the game. Of course, I will have separate guides when it comes to, more endgame, Paragon system, but pretty much overall on the Paragon page, you want to make sure you prioritize, guys, Vanquisher, and the skills you're looking for, damage and seal. Those are the main things you want to prioritize, when it comes to the Paragon page. But I didn't want to go too in-depth because I didn't want to extend this video too long. And being that endgame, once you get to that endgame, of course, we'll have videos for you guys. Now, I know what you're wondering, Laser, what is the best legendary items I could actually get for the Demon Hunter? Well, guys, I actually have a video for that, which should be appearing right now on the screen. If you want to know what is the best legendary armor for the Demon Hunter and why, definitely go ahead and check out that video. You guys won't be disappointed. I hope you guys are enjoying our content here at the channel. If you are, do me the heat's favor, guys, drop a comment, drop a like, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and if you want to go the extra mile, hit us with that. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.